Halo Infinite Echoes Within has been released. We finally got Season 3 of Halo.
Thank God. It's so good. And it's really good. I'm really enjoying it.
It's got Season 3, and now we can get to enjoy Halo again. So good.
Yay. I really like this season. I think it's really rad. We got like new maps. We got new playlists. All sorts. So yeah, I like the new. We got 2 new armor cores. Have you done the story? Like you've got 100 tier game pass, 100 tier battle pass. Sorry, then you got a 10 tier story pass.
Yes,
and I've done the story pass already. I've already done that in one night. So I got all 10 items from the story pass, which is really
I got
cool.
it too. Like, there's supposed to be extra cinematic after that. So, do you have to like visit the page again and then view the cutscene?
I don't know.
It's up on YouTube anyway, if you cannot find it on the game, but I'll be looking for it tonight. But anyway, so there's a lot to unpack here. There's now lots of different variety of content, and they even introduced a new weapon and a new, I think it was the armor ability, which is a shroud of some sort. But yeah, there's so much of it that we now get to explore and review each category. So, you ready for it?
Yeah, let's go.
So the story of this game follows after Season 2. Winter Update does not have any story, gives you another chance to collect Seasons 1 and 2, and gives you like missing Reach content as well. So it should be really interesting. But but what's happening is the AI Icarus is trying to attempt to get into the mind of the soldier there, and it's like tries to get through out of it, and then he discovers there's some harsh truths and gives it the hopeless thing that turns out that Spartans have lost, but it also reveals the drones after many years, and it's just really exciting. And the cutscene cinematic is pre-rendered, but it's also very interesting.
Yeah, for sure. It was a bit of an odd one, but it was interesting. I don't really know what was going on, really. So yeah, he's got like an outfit. The banished AI is in his brain, and he's just messing with him basically, and that's like the whole cinematic, really.
Then there's another cinematic that, if you were to complete the narrative event Mindful, which is, I believe, is a 10 item pass, you get to have the cinematic where your player character steps in and discover that this guy, he said his AI is going out of control and manages to take a chip out of him. Notice it's empty, but he reckons there's some more going on and reckons that there's more to what is happening. But then someone threw a grenade at the live fire map, exposed the door down to the tunnels, and it reveals the only symbol that's right on the door, grey, and it just hints at the next type of narrative event, which could lead to more things.
Yeah, I saw that bit. It was interesting. I didn't really get what was going on, to be honest. I recognize the Oni symbol, but yeah. Story, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, it's not proper. It's not like a Halo, like maybe campaign story, unfortunately, but it's interesting.
It's interesting for sure. Doesn't add a lot much to the game, but it certainly like sets up for the bigger event. And I don't want to spoil a lot too much, but it's something that relates to one of the upcoming maids and could shape the whole environment, which could lead to Season 4, which is coming out on June. So hopefully we may get it without any delays. So fingers crossed. But right now it's just story. It doesn't make a lot of sense, and it just only tells you what's going to happen in the next few months. But then again, there isn't a lot to add, so it's just only for like 2 weeks.
I'm still looking forward to it. I think it should be an interesting story. So we unlocked 2 different armor sets, 2 different armor cores. I don't know can't remember what they're called now.
Well,
they both look really
cool. There's there are 2 armor cores. One of them right now you can get lots of content for is a Mirage, and the March, I think what it's called is more like a spacesuit type of thing. It's supposed to be based off Orion, which is from like the original Halo beta for for the Mac computers. It's what's kind of based on it. It's also it has a spacesuit fight to it, and it's like, oh, it's interesting. It's interesting. You get loads of like different customization options. No cross-core, but you can still get loads of content, and you can also get in shops over the time.
Yeah.
Even the HCS has already got the packs there for the Mirage, so it seems as if 343 is just trying to bring this out there. But I know it's interesting because it's a bit of a mix between the Mark 7 and the Rakasha. Considered to be a cheaper option of like Mark 7. It's prettier than Mark 5. Like Mark 5 is a bit rugged, where this one is more clean, but comes with a lower cost thing. But what I did find very disappointing is that you got this Mirage helmet, and lots of different helmets are like look almost the same, only with some different designs. So you're always going to have this light bulb head. I think they're just trying to go for the spacesuit type of thing, but it's just like most of the helmets look the same, and it's only like 2 of them are like, and they're not like shaped like a fish bowl or some sort. So it's just like, okay. I mean, it does look like a spacesuit for sure, so maybe that might be explain things. But I just kind of wanted some more variety to the helmets when they already got some like other cool bits. There's like the Monardo coating from the championship packs, and it's like more coatings there too. So I think it's just like interesting.
Yeah, they got some cool stuff in the battle pass as well. Like I'm looking forward to getting they got a shader that like gives you like almost like volcanic skin. It looks like the color. The one color's like basically black with like red cracks down it. It looks really cool. They've got some really cool stuff in the battle pass. It's kind of annoying. They got a load of stuff that looks kind of cool in the shop though, and then they want you to pay like real money for. I'm like, no, I'll stick to the battle pass, but like 2,000 points for certain stuff. But they got like a pink shader which looks really pink, like really bright pink. I don't know if you've seen that.
Like Mr. Blobby.
Yeah, it's very bright pink. I'm like, oh my god. That's
Mr.
a good match. You look like Mr. Blobby, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
It looks rad though.
But I already found a really good coating there. Like there's like the tiger coating, and there's a volcanic one, which placed at the very end of a pass. But one of the earliest ones is the avalanche slate, which is like a grey thing that has a red undertone. I really loved this, and I instantly got it from my Mirage Core, and I'm able to get one for my Mark 7 too, so it's like really nice. I like the colours on it. But you also get a wide range of cadet colours and stuff, which I get onto it. Next one is this Chimera, and you won't get to customise a lot out of it. You only have like one helmet and couple of items there, so you don't get to customise it much. But that's because it's part of a Fracture firewall, which will be coming soon, and that's where you can unlock more content with it. But the fact that it looks like a Crisis armor, and you already got different coatings for it, and I saw many people that have been using it more than a Mirage, and you can see all those people wearing Chimera armor, and you easy to see why, because it looks exactly came out of Crisis.
It does look like Crisis, yeah. My one I got like it's like black with like green wires. I think mine looks cool. Yeah, it looks rad. It does look like a rad armor. To be fair, I really like both of them. I like both of them. I think I stick to the first one though.
The Mirage,
personally.
Yeah, I like a Mirage too.
I like both. I like both of them. They're both really cool. Well, it's cool having like loads of different armor sets. So it's just like whatever mood I'm in. It's like, oh, today I'm going to be a samurai. Today I'm going to have a skull helmet. Yes. Today I'm going to have this. It's like it's nice to have a lot of varieties. I think that's cool.
I keep changing my armors everything. Too, so. I just keep changing my armors too whenever I feel like it. But yeah, the Chimera. The only thing weird thing about it is that you have a visor that has a line that's changed by the armor. So what I did is I got a Bertil visor, which is completely black, and I used it, so it's easier to focus on the details there. So it's just like, that's cool. But speaking of which,
that's cool.
Chimera has already got the cadet colours. You can now get Scarlet and Olive. And you can get Scarlet as from the shop during season 1, and now you can get 3 red coatings for it too. So what the 343, I believe they did, is they made them much shinier than less gritty. So the Scarlet coatings I got for the UI, and I got the UI core, and I got one for the Mark 7. And they actually look much better, so I'm happy about it. So I got the Scarlet Wake for the Samurai, and it used to be like gritty, but now it's like much shinier with grey outlines. And now this is what I'm using in the Samurai right now. So it's just like, wow. I think it's just remains that the Samurai armor is the best of the Fracture course in the moment, followed by possibly Chimera, because I think Chimera has a lot of potential. We don't have a lot of customization, but it's followed by the Warhammer-esque armor, which is Ego Strike, and it's just like, it's not a lot special or something to write home about. But there's a lot of like interesting coatings there that you just so beg for it to be cross-core. But anyway, Chimera's already got their cadet coatings, and there are also some steel ones, which are basically grey with some like blue, red, and green accents. So it's just like really cool. But if I was wearing a Chimera armor, I'll be sticking to the white one that has magenta wires in it, because I think it looks the coolest out of all the coatings. But it still has like lots of good coatings that you could possibly unlock, so I might probably go for them.
I like the idea of cross cores, but I also like I quite like having like a room full of different armors. It's like, it reminds me of like Iron Man 3, where he goes to the basement. He has like a load of different Iron Man suits. It's like, ooh, which armor am I wearing today while I play Halo? I've got like 8 different armor suits. I quite like having a bit of variety. But a lot of people are like, oh, I just want one armor that I could have everything on. I'm like, okay, I kind of like having different ones, to be honest. But I don't know how you feel about that, about the cross core.
Well,
I quite like having separate cores myself, to be honest.
I just really hate for the cross core to come over, but I'm just worried that they'll probably do more work on it. Like, why they can't just like apply the patterns to all the cores instead of making individual coatings? Like, they just literally made more work, so it's just ridiculous.
Coatings should be crossed.
But in this season,
coatings should definitely be cross core.
Yeah, exactly,
for sure.
Anyway, there isn't a lot more for the other cores. Eagle Strike is pretty much dead in the water now, so don't expect anything more. Same with and I don't think you'll be seeing a lot more of the Samurai armor. But I don't know about Mark 6. You may actually get a bit more, but I'm not sure. But Bakasha is just like pretty much done and dusted. But there's a lot of more content for the Mark 7. And right now, there's like some interesting packs on the store. Like, you can get a security helmet through the package, and I thought that's really cool because you've got like a White March armor coating, and there's also the shoulder pads that the Gen 2 Master Chief's got. And it's like so tempted to get it, but then the price point, especially you get loads of stuff with it, and I'm like, probably not.
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, worth looking into though, for sure. I like the one where it's got like I can't remember which one it was. But it was in the shop. You can buy like 3 hexagons on your shoulder. It's like it looks like the tiles from like the inside Halo map, like when you're like inside the new map. Speaking of which, there's new maps. I don't know what it's called.
Well,
now.
before we move on to
maps, which is like inside.
Go
on.
Well, there's other thing which I'm really disappointed about, because there's a battle pass. You get loads of like Mark 7 bits, and there's like lots of other bits. But what I'm really disappointed is that they haven't done anything for like the AIs. Like, there's no new AI models. Third one is teased, but didn't pop up. Probably in the later narrative event. I'm not sure. And they didn't even do additional colors for the AIs too. But they still do like lots of emblems. You already got fire team icons there. And it's just like there's a few bits there. Also, there's a lot more Mark 7 bits, but I think they're veering into a lot of like randomness. Like, you get a pizza coating for the assault rifle. So I don't think there's a lot to look forward to in like season 3 compared to the others. So I don't really see myself buying a lot of stuff for this. So I have to be honest.
With the AI, though, to be fair, I'm just going to stick to the superintendent, the one from ODST.
Yes, and I'm sticking to. I'm
never changing that AI ever. I'm never ever changing that AI. It's always going to be that one.
There's a bit of a glitch in the game at the moment that Superintendent has lost their face as well as the helmet, so it's just like an orb.
Oh,
so I hope they get that fixed. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the superintendent. I'm never changing the superintendent AI. I'm always going to have that.
Yes.
That's always my go-to. For sure. So yeah, should we move on to the maps then?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the map's called, but I was just trying to explain it. So it's like when you're playing through the campaign, you're inside the Halo ring. It's like that's what the map looks like. So it's like you've got pillars, like on angles you can jump into, and it's like two different.
I know the names of these.
Called.
What you just explained there is what's known as Chasm. Chasm is a new map.
That's a great map.
That's based on one of the sections that you can easily find in, say, the second mission of Halo Infinite. And I thought that's really clever.
Yeah.
There's also a cliffhanger that's based on the snow terrain that has. It's asymmetrical. There's a lot of things you can fall through. Yeah, that's right. So there's a lot of stuff going on for the arena map. And the one that I didn't get to try out is Oasis, which is a big team battle map. Trying to go through the big team battle map, but I just already wasted energy and worked into 3 a.m. to go for it. So I haven't had a chance to try it out, even in the custom game. But yeah, those are basically 3 maps. And I haven't found any community maps they have released for the season 2, so I cannot really comment on that. But Oasis could be just another like big team map, but I couldn't comment on it as well. So we only get to go through like the chasm and the cliffhanger. So what's your thoughts on them?
So unfortunately, I was going to say like the challenge mode. You have challenges. A lot of them are like play the ultimate playlist to unlock certain challenges. I was like, well, I want to play the community playlist on Big Team Battle, but you're not giving me the options to do that. I'm not going to do it and then get no XP or not level up and not go towards my battle pass. I think that's annoying. I don't know. I thought they were getting rid of that. I thought they were going to let you play on any playlist you wanted to.
Exactly.
So I find that annoying.
Also, I'm also getting a little bit fed up with the community playlist because it promises lots of different maps, but it keeps sticking to the one map, one with all the finds and the beige Forerunner stuff, and it's just like 50% of the time you get into this map, and it doesn't have a lot of variety there. So, and also as you said, why can't they just bring the community maps over there? Oh, just wait until the Forge is complete, and then we'll see if they're going to bring that over.
Yeah, that's annoying. I'm hoping that they fix that. I'm hoping that the challenges they give us.
Yeah, you pretty much stopped at that.
Yeah, that's all I played on last night was the ultimate playlist. I didn't actually play any community or any of the big team battle maps yet because they've put me on that one playlist, unfortunately. So yeah, hoping they fix that. I like the new maps. I think they're kind of cool. I said the one looks like Snowbound, the other one is inside the Halo ring, which kind of reminds me of Narrows from Halo 3.
Yes,
a little bit. I think they're quite fun maps. Yeah, they could be a little bit confusing, but they're kind of cool. Both asymmetrical, I think. Interesting. I don't know. What do you think? I really enjoyed them.
I find the chasm to be a bit confusing, but it's really interesting because it's based on the campaign map. How it works is that you have this one area that has a lot of cheap deaths involved. Like, you can easily fall off the bridges. And there's, like, the corridors on each side where there's, like, 2 levels. And there's, like, a curved part at the end of each map. I think it's just interesting there. But I do find it a bit annoying is that, like, the corridors has 2 levels that you cannot easily get back up if you fall down. And it's just really annoying when you're just trying to get to the person.
That's true.
But then, all you had to do is like get on the pillars and walk up to them. And not everyone's going to figure that out. Yeah. And I think this is a bit disappointing. But it's just like, it's really hard to know how to get back up to the corridor. And it doesn't give you a quick solution to that. Also, it's a bit of a dick because on the King of the Hill, for instance, one of the points of the King of the Hill is like on the pillars that is at the very top, and you just have to figure out how to get up there. So I think it's just kind of annoys people in that regard. But at the same time, it's just like a decently made map. It's fun with the Ascension Slayer, and it's like lots of good stuff. But it does take a bit of a learning curve with it, and I understand some people may actually don't like it.
Yeah, I don't mind. I think it's a decent map. I'm just glad we got some new maps, to be honest. The amount of time I've played on the bloody original maps of the Halo Infinite, I'm just like fed up and playing on the same bloody maps all the time. So I'm glad we got some new maps.
It's really unique.
Yeah, so we've got new modes as well.
Well, I also need to mention about Cliff Jumper, which is a snowy one. That also confused me too, because there's lots of different small individual levels. It's like lots of cliffs and lots of inclines, and it's just like really hard to know who's up there, who's below. Like there's a schedule section that you just slip through. There's like corridors beneath it, and then it's like, oh, there's more areas, and there's also a big thing that has a big valley that you can easily fall into and die. But if you get the ramp at the one side and then you carry over to another, it's just like, yeah, I can do that. But then it's a bit muddling, and it's just like you easily lose yourself into this whole map. So it's just like, we're getting used to it. It's a bit more fun than Chasm, but it's a bit cheap because you can easily die on it and lose points. And it's just like, not so great. But at the same time, it's like, I can see this working as a map because it kind of reminds me of Halo 3 in terms of design. But then again, it's just like, doesn't particularly live up to the original maps, as I would say.
No. I mean, also one flag on there is a bit weird because it's like you put the flag and then there's where they gotta go, and there's just like it's literally like 70% of the map doesn't even get in, like it's not even in the line. So you obviously, when you play capture the flag, you want to go in a straight line straight to where you got to drop it off. So if you do that, you literally cut it off. Like 70% of the map doesn't even get involved in the part of catching the flag. Like most of it, it's like not even. Like there's a massive section that doesn't even get like basically used, which is a bit weird. But yeah, I like all the maps. I think they're all decent. I don't think there's any like really bad maps. I think they're all pretty decent.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying them. Should we move on to modes or?
Yes, and I'm going to explain that the only new mode that's been added at the moment, VIP, I don't think it's going to happen in Season 3. There's going to be Infection happening on this season, but we don't have it yet, and that's cool. But we do have one mode, and that is Ascension Escalation Slayer, which is basically, it's like Last Spartan Standing, only it's made closer to the gun game, and I think you can definitely tell the 343 really loves the heck out of it and just wants to incorporate it into Halo. So how it works is it's a typical Slayer mode, except you had to get points by killing enemies with weapons. And once you get enough experience, two of your weapons get changed to something else. So it's already set. It's not random. So you start off with a rocket launcher and something else, and then get another experience. You get energy sword and a gravity hammer. Then it just progresses. Try out different weapons, and then eventually you get over to the skull, and you need to kill people with a skull in order to progress the whole game. So
it's like for people who play a lot of Call of Duty, there's a mode called Gun Game, and it's very similar to that. Apart from this is the other way around. In Gun Game, you have a rubbish gun, and it gets better the more you play and the more you kill. Whereas this is the other way around. You have the best gun at the beginning, and then it gets worse and worse and worse towards the end. So, as you said, you need to kill someone with the skull. So there's people walking around with rocket launchers trying to blow you up, and then you're at the end on your own with the skull, just like, no, don't kill me. You got to try and hit. So basically, you can only kill people with physical attacks in the skull. There's like no, you have like no other weapons. You just literally have the skull. You got to kill people with it. So it becomes really. It's interesting because if one team is dominating towards the end, you'll literally have like a team running at you with like all of them with the skull, and your team will have guns and like shooting them, trying to get them back. It's like, go away. It's like an army of guys with skulls coming at you. It's like it's really funny, but yeah, I like it. I think it's an interesting mode. Fiesta is like one of my favorite things to play on Halo.
Well,
it's like a bit more. It's
not
like Fiesta,
really.
but it's like. I suppose. Yeah, but I mean, it's due to this season, isn't it? This game mode. I was like, I like Fiesta's like one of my old favorites. It reminds me of Fiesta, but it's like a bit more organized. And it's not, I think it's interesting.
I also mentioned that the gun game, you change your weapon every time you make a kill, but they changed it so it's more team friendly. And whenever you get, and it's based on experience, so you get enough experience, you change weapons, and it just goes on. So yeah, it's just interesting. I do miss the last Spartan standing, but I reckon this mode is a bit better. But I think it's just like, hopefully they're not trying to jump too many sharks and then like alienate players and thinking they're getting bad modes when they're obviously expecting some older modes from the Halo games.
Yeah, I think last Spartan standing is basically because that's battle royale mode, isn't it? Really, I think when they do, I think because they're going to be releasing the Halo battle royale soon, maybe the end of the year, maybe next year. I think that basically you've got rid of that game mode because that's essentially the battle royale mode that they're going to be releasing.
Also, lots of players hated it, so that got scrapped off. Yeah, so it got really scrapped off out of existence. So it's a bit of a shame. If they allowed people to change the weapons they get on each level, then it would have had a much bigger potential. But 343i just got rid of it completely, so it's a bit of a nuisance, really.
Yeah. So do we want to talk about the new weapon?
Well, actually, there's one new weapon and there's one new equipment. So there's a Shroud thing, which is, I don't know, it's basically called a Shroud. And what it does is you shoot a item that it sticks to any wall or ceiling, and then it just makes this huge orb that completely hides what's inside. But if you get inside, you can see anything from the inside. So, but it doesn't. Yeah. But that's all it does. It just doesn't do anything apart. It just like distracts people.
Yeah. So it's like the bubble shield from Halo 3, but instead of it protecting you from bullets, it's like a black dome. So you put the dome down. People can't see you and you can't see them. So it's good for like for the end, like we were talking about the new mode when you got the skull. It's good for like stuff like that because if you want to sucker people into getting close to you to hit them, or if you have a close range weapon like a shotgun or a gravity hammer or a sword, it's good. But yeah, it is basically it's almost like a flashbang or whatever. It's just so you can like basically like black out people's vision so they can't see everything on the map. It can be useful, but bullets go through it. So if someone puts a Shroud down and someone's going to be there, fire a rocket straight at it, you're fine. You're going to kill them because you know that they're in that area.
I think it's really clever if you think about it, because I thought it would be just like a gimmick, but then it's been used in a lot of situations where it did actually distract players. Players can easily figure out it just blanks off the entrance and you're just firing blindly into it to see if you can kill people. Or if it pops up and if you're foolish enough to get into it, you just get killed off. So it just kind of like adjusts to people's perspectives and end up like making a fool out of them. So I think this is like a really nice equipment and I like it. Also, it's just like, I just think it's, I was going to say something, but I just feel that this is like really good. Although I always see this as some kind of DLC to be placed into the game, but I like it. It's clever. Allows for better dynamics, and I can see a lot of use for it in the future. So I like it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. The new gun, I'm not sold on. It's like the DMR, but you can't aim down the scope. And I'm not sure on it really. I'm not super into it.
Well,
what do you think?
Well, basically, the DMR is back. It's been renamed to the Bandit rifle, and as you said, it's now like a aim down sights and more along the gun instead of the scope. And I think it's just kind of a bit of annoying. But also, it has a slower rate of fire, so it feels like a DMR in sorts, but it's not really a huge weapon, and it's meant for more medium range attacks. Like if you get too close to someone, you struggle to kill them. If you get too far away, then where the scope's going to be useful, it just kind of makes a bit more guesswork. But to me, yeah.
What? I was going to say, I prefer just to use the handgun, the sidekick. Just literally, you could just fire it as fast as you want, go with the handgun, and you like it's the same. Like you got the same kind of scope. It's a bit more longer distance. I prefer just to use the sidekick you get at the beginning, the handgun. Perfect, personally.
I'm going to have to say that the Bandit rifle is my favorite weapon because it's strong.
Oh, really? Okay.
It packs a punch. And if you can do headshots with it, it just really gives you a very good feedback because I don't think it allows a lot of bloom. You just if you're accurate enough and you get headshots with it, then it becomes a very useful weapon for it. And I like using the DMR in the Halo games, which is why I feel like really glad to have this weapon back. I just feel it's a bit disappointing because it gets rid of the scope. It does so on the rate of fire. And it's just almost as if they expect people to move on and like stick to the commando, which in my opinion is a discounted DMR, and I'm not really too happy about it. So I'm really happy the DMR comes back, even if it's like a bit watered down from the original. So it's a bit of a shame.
It is a shame. I personally just stick to the BR, personally. So we're on to the challenges now. We kind of talked about the challenges earlier. I'm annoyed that they still stuck to one playlist, but they're simpler. I like to just like kill a certain amount of people or do something like that. I'm not. I still don't think challenges are the right way of doing everything, but they're sticking to it. So
it's better than Overwatch 2, though.
Yeah, I've not really played Overwatch 2, so I wouldn't really know, to be honest.
I don't play it either, but it's recently got One Punch Man DLC on it, where you get skins for 4 characters. That's cool. Like, there's Doomfist who dressed up as Saitama, so it's just like, wow, it's cool. But still not playing Overwatch 2. But this is only beginning, so whatever. But anyway, challenges, it's cut down from 20 to 10, and it's much quicker. So I really prefer the system. And the challenges were so good this week that I don't have to swap out for any other challenges, so it's a success. It's a bit of a grind to do the kills of banished weapons, and also it's just like it's a bit grindy and it's not so great. And most of them are actually in the I think it was the free. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, it's just basically what you do. So, but I certainly did all the challenges to get all the 10 items in the battle pass, which is all right. Items not that memorable, but I certainly got the purple rain armor coating for the Bandit rifle. I was like, oh, it's so good. I'm so glad I got it, so I like it. But as for the playlist, it's a bit random. It's just like you get Team Escalation, you got Fiesta, Slayer, and Capture the Flag. But I just feel like they could have like took out the Capture the Flag and then just stuck to I think it's what it's called, Arena Unlimited. So it's just like
you forgot King of the Hill as well. That's on
that one as well. But I think it's just the medley things, and it's just like so memorable. And also the playlist somehow focuses too much on like Chasm and Cliff Jumper, and I think with those maps only, if they threw in some like existing or community maps into it, it will make it much better. But instead, it's just like you have to complete on this new maps just to get all the challenges and a Purple Rain Bandit rifle. So it's just like it's just something you had to get through it. But I wouldn't say the playlist is exactly fantastic. If they were to incorporate like other maps into it, then it would have been better. So I'm just like, meh.
Yeah, fair enough. So that's our preview for the Halo Infinite Season 3. We enjoyed it so far. We've both played it for about 4 or 5 hours. We both completed the first week's worth of challenges within like a day. I have nothing. I want to go back and play more, but I've got nothing to do for the next 5 days until we got more challenges. So that's annoying. I think it's really good. I really enjoyed it.
So what's your opinion on the Season 3 so far?
I think it's decent. I like the new modes. I like the new maps. I like the new weapon and the new. I think it's really cool. I'm glad I got another 100 tier battle pass to battle through. I don't know what to do now. I've done all the challenges and kind of got nothing to do now for the rest of the week, which is annoying. I would like to play more, but I've got no more challenges to do. So I'm like, what do I do for the rest of the week? That's the only downside. Apart from that, I really enjoy it. Maybe I'll play some of the community maps. I haven't got around to playing them yet. I think it's a really cool. I think there's a lot more content with this battle pass than the last one. Season 2 was a bit of a letdown. I feel like this is much better than season 2 so far.
Well, actually, in Forge, they now allow you to change some of the elements in the developer map, so that's cool too. Yeah. So we might expect some different maps based on the modes we play, like Infection, for instance, which is coming soon. But if I was to say my opinion on it, my 2 cents is I like the additions of the Bandit rifle and the Shroud. I love them. It really makes the game much nicer. But I'm not 100% a fan of the maps, even though I haven't tried every map they announced. But I feel the Cliff Jumper and the Chasm that, while cool, but it doesn't feel like true competitive maps, and I just not really that interested. But they're not really bad maps. The Escalation one, all I can say is I just hope they keep this like unlike what they did in the last Spartan standing. But as for the armors, cool. I'm just disappointed with the choice of helmets for Mirage, but I think everything is like it's interesting. I like some of the coatings there. And some of the free ones there is just like even better. So it's just like really good. But I'm not really expecting a lot much from the story. But as for everything else, it's just like more content, really good. But it's kind of lacking in areas like AIs and then some of the bits there. So you can't really please everyone with it. But in the moment, it's just like more stuff. Really good, and I just hope it would last for 3 months this time to give way for season 4. So, yeah, just hope it just goes through.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said there. Season 4 should be good when that comes out, but I think this should keep us satisfied for a couple of months, hopefully. We usually have the issue of literally going through the battle pass within like 2 days. I mean, I forgot to ask you, did you get the regular battle pass or did you get the premium one?
I already bought a battle pass that does not have 25 levels. There's a premium this and premium
that's what I
pack, so
I went with the old. Yeah, I don't see the point of getting the premium because you basically you got 25 levels for free. That's like basically a quarter of your battle pass that you don't have to do, and it's like that kind of. I like to have something to aim for. So if I've already got it done, like basically I don't want to get to level 100 like within a week because then I got nothing to aim for then for the rest of the battle pass. I'm going to hopefully slowly grind up to level 100 by the time the pass finishes. I'm hoping not to get to level 100 like within a week. I think that like kills the pacing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't see the point of the premium battle pass. I don't see the point of skipping the first 25 levels because you've only got a limited amount of levels to unlock anyway. So there you go. That's just my personal opinion. I went with the normal one too. So I was thinking about getting the premium, but I didn't see the point. So thank you for listening to the X Marks the Box podcast. Follow us at X Marks Box on Twitter or X Marks the Box on YouTube. And follow us on all audio podcast services. Thanks for listening.